I just watched Weapons from 2025. Because this is a newer movie, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to spoil this movie a little bit here and there. So if you don't want to be spoiled, definitely go watch it. Or if you don't care, stick around. This was a bigger movie, I think overall, not even just horror movies that were talked about in the fall period here. As we hit Halloween, it really gained a lot of steam in the theaters, and then when it went to streaming too, I think it really garnered a pretty big audience. It's cool, like I think horror movies that are doing something different and that appeal to a broader audience are always ones that are much needed because you want to bring in different people to horror, and I think that's really cool. My overall thoughts on Weapons, I think I have some pros and some cons because one of my cons always with a movie like this is it has so much hype surrounding it. So many people are seeing it and saying, "Oh my goodness, this is great. This is the best horror movie I've seen in years." And when I hear that, it's always like a red flag for me. So going into it, I was a little concerned about what I was going to see and think of this movie. Also, I had just seen this, so there's been a lot of buildup of what I've been hearing over the past months. So I will say that my expectations were pretty high, which maybe affected how I felt about this movie. I think the biggest pro is like the atmosphere. I think is great when you can do a small town and make it seem like it's any town in America. That's awesome. The weather, the fall kind of atmosphere as well, I always think helps with a horror movie like this. I think that the acting was really good too. I mean, you have Josh Brolin, Julie Garner, who really brought a lot to their roles. And that led to like one of my biggest cons of this movie is I really thought, and they had teased this a little bit, that they were going to team up Josh Brolin and Julie Garner's character for like to solve the mystery. Why had these children gone missing at the same time? Especially Josh Brolin, because he was so focused on that because his son was one of the children that had gone missing. So I really thought we were going to follow them more. But what the movie tried to do was a little bit like Strange Darling in the sense where it tried to tell the story from different perspectives in almost different chapters around. So I thought at first I liked it, but now looking back on it, I think I would have preferred just a more straightforward narrative. Like, let's follow these two people to solve what's going on. Movies especially horror movies surrounding children are always tough because you don't want to see anything bad happen to these kids and what they go through. So that's always generally, I'm always apprehensive when that's happening. But I think with this, the kids were really good. Obviously what's happening to them is not good. And I think that they do it in a way though that is a really good payoff, I think, with introducing the Aunt Gladys character, and I really think she is a star, and I've heard that they're actively working on a prequel idea for her, and I think that will be cool to see because there's so much of her character that we really don't get to know in this movie. My biggest questions are, I guess she's sick or has cancer, and she's using her witchy powers to zap like these kids and the parents' energy. So it's supposed to be one of those things where it gives her energy and it maybe cures her or makes her younger. I was kind of thinking that this was like a hocus pocus for adults, the way they were setting it up. So yeah, I mean, there are questions like that in this. I don't know if they're all ones that need to be answered though, because maybe that makes it scarier. And there are great kills in here. Obviously, Aunt Gladys gets pretty brutalized in the end. And I think that ending was a little shocking in the sense that, like, it kind of has this big scene where all the kids tear Aunt Gladys apart. And then it's like, well, this prologue of, kids started talking again and things like that, but it wasn't like a full conclusion to what we had seen. So it was an abrupt ending. I didn't mind it, but I think I would have liked to see more of a conclusion, especially with children. Like, how are they after this? Obviously, they're messed up from their experience, but I think I would have liked more of a conclusion in that sense, and like how the town is maybe, you know, getting back to some sort of normal life, if that makes sense. For me, I'm gonna give this a recommendation. On my letterbox, I gave it 4 stars. This is one that I think, might be one you want to pick up, especially on 4K. For me, I don't know if I'm going to pick this one up on 4K, but it's definitely on that line of this is something that I could buy. But for right now, I'll say it's a solid recommendation. I think this is definitely like one of those that, you should see if you're a fan of horror. And if you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that this is going to maybe get sequels or prequels or whatever they're going to consider with this? Where do you rank this for 2025 horror? Is this your favorite 2025 horror movie of the year? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much. Be back with another one soon.